For same finger shift exercise number 1, you're going to play a 3-note sequence up a major scale in the key of the string that you're playing on. And you're going to play up and down twice. The first time you're going to shift on the lower numbered finger. In this case it's going to be 1. And on the second one you're going to shift on the higher number finger. In this case it's going to be 4 in the neck register and 3 in thumb position. So the first time through on the G string, ascending, it's going to look like this, etc. And then when you get to the top of the scale and you go down, you're still going to shift on 1, but it's going to move, the shift is going to move from being between the first and the second note of the triplet to the second and third note of the triplet. So descending, it'll be. And then the second time through, you're going to shift on the higher number finger. So ascending, it's going to look. And descending, it's going to look. And so you're going to do this on each string, starting on the G string, then the D, then the A, then the E. Here's a couple things to keep in mind when you're practicing this. Number 1, make sure that you're shifting from the arm, meaning that you're not shifting by any weird local changes in the hand position. So it should be a very ratcheting type motion when you're shifting. So especially when you get to the neck register, you don't want to do anything that looks like this. Like there you can tell I'm distorting what's happening locally and I'm not shifting with the arm. Instead, you can see that is truly coming from the arm, the shift. On a related topic, when you're going up, when you're playing in 2 octaves and going up the string, you want your left arm to follow a guide that sort of looks like this. Okay, so you don't want a situation where you're in the neck register and then all of a sudden you make a quick. You don't want anything like that to happen. You just want, basically like if you were taking this and doing it in fast forward, you just want to see a blur, you know, along this trajectory in your left hand. Something else to think about is that you really want to feel the weight on the finger that you're shifting on and not on the other finger. So for example, when you're here, like I'm not really thinking about the weight really strongly on my 4th finger. I'm thinking about the weight being on the 1st finger through the shift, and it's especially important going down. Like here, I'm really thinking about the weight centered on the 4th finger, not as much on the 1st finger. So when you're practicing this, a couple things you can do. You can of course practice with a drone app, droning the open string so that you're tuning each scale degree to that open string. You can also use the string below the one you're playing if you're playing it without a drone. So you kind of have a built-in drone. So for G major, you could drone the D and it would look like this. I'm going to demonstrate just the G and the beginning of the D string version, just so you can see how you can utilize the practice track with this exercise. Again, it's going to do the G major scale twice. First time you're going to shift with the 1st finger, second time you're going to shift with the 4th and the 3rd finger, and I'm going to go from one string to another without a break. One thing that's slightly different than the printed text of the workbook for same finger shift exercise number 1 is that when I get to the top, instead of playing a half note, I'm going to play a quarter note. So I'm going to set it up, and you can play along with me if you'd like, but you have these practice tracks for you to practice these on your own as well. So let me set that up and I'll meet you in a second. per minute, but there are practice tracks ranging from 50 beats per minute up to 100, so play at the tempo that works best for you. Keep in mind, when you play on the A and the E string, you'll probably want to use less bow in order to get more fundamental sound. So whereas on the G string, you may want to be using a lot of bow to get a nice tone. When you're playing on the low strings, if you use the same amount of bow, you'll get more fuzzy of a sound. So it's okay on those strings to use less bow, slower bow speed, a little bit more pressure, and just get the best sound that you can. I know it's challenging, especially as you get high, but that will help. Enjoy practicing the same finger shift exercise, and I hope you enjoy the play-along tracks.